Welcome to the Raven Round-Up, your go-to podcast for all things sports at Royal Oak High School. I'm your host, Sam Klonke.
And I'm your co-host, Ben Machiniak. Join us as we dive into the exhilarating world of Royal Oak High School sports, where we cover all of the amazing teams.
That's right, Ben. Whether you're a dedicated fan cheering from the stands or a player on the field, this podcast is your backstage pass to latest updates, game highlights, and interviews with incredible Raven athletes and coaches. Welcome back into the studio for episode 13 of the Raven Round-Up. We got a new face in the studio today. Welcome, senior Sarah Barnett. How are you doing today?
I'm great. Thanks for having me here. I'm very, very excited. How are you, Sam?
Thanks for coming on. I'm doing great. Ben was sick. He's fighting a sickness right now, so he wasn't able to make it into the studio. And for people that don't really know you, Sarah, tell them a little bit about yourself. What sports do you play? What are you involved in here at Royal Oak High School?
So I'm heavily involved in student council here at ROHS, but for sports, I'm on the cross-country team. I played unified sports, and right now I'm in my soccer season.
And soccer's going on right now, 1-1. Great start to the season. Got a couple games this week, and we'll talk about more about that later. Today's a great day to be a Raven because, first, solar eclipse is happening today. I don't know by the time you guys are hearing this, it already happened, but we're gonna go out. I'm gonna go outside after this.
I'm excited.
I was just walking into school, and the safe vet had one of the glasses
on. Oh yeah,
and
they're ready.
he was like, look up. You already can see a little of the sliver of the sun gone. I looked at it, so I didn't know that the glasses made the whole sky black.
Yeah.
And then it's just the sun.
Yeah. Well, the sun's pretty bright, so you're gonna need those.
Yeah. And then beautiful weather today.
Great for the eclipse too.
Great for the eclipse. Great to hang outside. Just if you don't have eye protection, you don't want to be looking at the sun.
Ruh-roh.
And then Tigers baseball started off 6-3 so far. Lost a couple last games to the Oakland A's, but
Better start than last season though.
oh yeah, we're starting off great. And then how many days are left of school? We got like 30 days left of school.
I know. It's exciting.
Very exciting. Well, thanks for being here today, whether you are watching us on YouTube or listening to us on Spotify or Apple Podcast. We appreciate it.
Spring sports have officially begun here at ROHS. In this week's episode, Sam and I will be talking all spring sports along with a great interview with M1 Lacrosse head coach, Coach Ratliff, and M1 senior captain, TJ Antonino.
And let's get right into that interview. All right, welcome to the Raven Roundup. We are here with Coach Ratliff and TJ Antonino from the M1 Royal Oak Berkeley Lacrosse team. How you guys doing today?
I'm fantastic. How are you?
Great.
Every day's a great day. It's a great day to be an M1 lacrosse member.
And a Raven.
And a Raven.
Yeah.
Hey, this table's this is a close group. We all played football. Coach Ratliff coached us.
Yeah.
And our sophomore year. And
My freshman year.
his freshman year. And then TJ.
What a season.
Unfortunately.
It was a great season.
We're not going to talk about what happened after sophomore to TJ.
Great running
Leave that
back.
one alone. Yes, he was.
Fantastic running back.
And linebacker. Don't
And
forget that
linebacker.
part in there.
Defensive coach over there.
Yeah.
Man, it was sad when you decided
Yeah.
to leave us, but it was great memories, and still remember all those great times. And
Yeah.
so, first one for you, Coach. I'll be asking you questions, Coach Ratliff, and then Ben will be asking TJ questions.
Yeah.
And so first, Coach, how long have you been coaching lacrosse, and what's your history with the sport?
Well, I've been coaching this is my 16th year now, coaching. I just kind of figured that out. I actually thought it was less, but been more now. It's my third year with this program and my second year as the head coach.
Mm-hmm.
My history is coaching.
Yeah.
I never played the game. I'll be honest. I saw one game before I started coaching.
Oh, wow.
But the guy that brought me into it, he was my assistant on football, and they started the program out there. And he said, "Hey, come on and coach with me." And I was like, "I don't know the game." He goes, "It's all right. You know how to coach." It's like you can teach the game, you can't teach people to coach, really.
Mm-hmm.
And so my first 2-3 years, I just stood back in the background, watched, and he taught me, sent me to clinics, and we watched films, sent me to classes, and he spent so much time with me teaching the game. And then from on that point, I was just learning more and more of the game, and now I just feel I don't feel it. I know the game now and love it with a passion.
So, TJ, how long have you played lacrosse, and what initially drew you to the sport?
I started playing lacrosse in third grade. My cousin started he played down in Tennessee, so I visited him one year. And, he took me to a game. It was a rivalry game. And my uncle was, like, the coach, and it just really, like, inspired me because, like, all of them were just going at it, just hitting people, and it seemed fun, so I stuck with it.
So as you approach your final season with M1, what are your personal goals and aspirations for the season?
Personally, I like to, make all district and all region. It's a high goal, but honestly, like, if I keep working, I'm gonna accomplish that goal. And I want the team to succeed too, so I have to be the leader and manage them to victories.
Looking ahead, what are your plans regarding lacrosse beyond high school?
I plan to play college lacrosse at Albion. Big decision because at first I wasn't really committed to play college lacrosse, and I went to my travel team. I got some looks over the summer, and they were just giving interest in me. And I thought to myself, I might want to pursue this. And then I went to a camp at Albion. They offered me, and it was exciting because I know some guys on the team, and I just love lacrosse, so I want to keep playing it at the next level.
As a second-year coach, Coach Ratliff, what are your goals and aspirations for the 2024 season?
My goal every year, it doesn't matter first, second, third, whatever, it's always get better. And I think last year we really set a tone of who we are as a program, and we really have talent on our team. And I know that each year we are going to be getting better, and we are going to be a team that this state is going to recognize as a force this year and in the future.
So TJ, how do you handle adversity or setbacks during this season, both individually and as a team?
Handling adversity, I feel like everyone overcomes adversity. So I feel like if we work as a team together, we'll obviously get through it. We just have to trust each other, trust your teammate next to you. It doesn't matter if they're on Berkeley or Royal Oak. But yeah, just creating that bond in the beginning of the season, in the off season, really helps coming over that obstacle. I feel like on the field, I lead by example. I try to lead by example by putting in effort. And off the field, I like to, I'm kind of laid back off the field, but I'm still putting in the work. Doesn't matter if anyone's around. But I'll encourage people to, my teammates to go to the field, put some shots up, or hit the ball.
And how do you approach coaching a combined team with a rival school?
What rivalry? I'll be honest. When it comes to lacrosse,
Shuts off.
When I came in 3 years ago, I was questioning. I was like, "Oh crap! This is not going to be good."
Because a lot of them are.
We got football players, we got basketball players, we got wrestlers, so they're seeing each other in all the other sports. But when I came in, I did not see and have not in the last 3 years one problem where we are Royal Oak or Berkeley. We are M1. And that's a big thing of why, we changed jerseys last year because they were Royal Oak jerseys with a Berkeley patch on them.
Oh, yeah.
And we're like, no, that's not who we are.
Yeah.
We're M1.
And is that the same for you, TJ?
Yeah, from a player aspect, it's very, we're very combined. We don't really think about it, Royal Oak, Berkeley, but it's we're on a team together. We're gonna go to war together, so we have each other's backs.
And Coach, how do you balance developing players' skills and with fostering team unity and sportsmanship?
I think it's the same in lacrosse as really any other team sport. It comes through the practice part of it. Is you have the part of practice where you work on the individual skills. So just like in football, we have our individual time. And we don't necessarily have individual in lacrosse, but we have group time where we're working on ground balls, passing, catching, and the skills itself. But then when you come together as a team, you're working as a team, so you're trying to teach them how to be the teammates in that time. And the thing I like to add is I like to add a little competition with them. So when we do a drill yesterday we did a ground ball drill, and we ended up to see who was the one left at the end of the ground ball drill. One of my favorite drills I do with the guys, we're doing our sixes, our first team part is 2-minute drill. They got 2 minutes. Who can score the most points, offense or defense?
Have a little fun.
And have a little fun with it, a little competition. And the guys are really kind of pushing each other.
Yeah.
But the defense is really when something happens good, the offense and defense are they're really cheering each other on. And it's fun to kind of see that kind of stuff happen with that.
football coach, lacrosse coach. Can you describe your coaching style in lacrosse and how it may be influenced by your experience coaching football?
I found, and like I said before when we talked about when I started it, coaching is coaching for me.
Yeah.
There's really not a difference for me. It's getting the basics, the fundamentals, and kind of for me, a big part is trying to get to know the kids. Try to get a relationship, because if we can build a relationship, if that I love them, they love me, they're going to play harder, I'm going to coach harder.
And then you guys had your first game on Tuesday against Birmingham United. Unfortunately, you guys lost that one. What do you guys think? What did you look at after that game, and how are you guys going to improve throughout the rest of the season?
I think we're going to improve a lot. I think the biggest thing is we look through film and stuff like that. It was the basics that we just kind of missed a little here and there. Let's give Birmingham credit though too. They are a very good team. They deserved the win. We didn't do the little things. We didn't work the ground balls. The passing and catching was off a little. And those are things that we can easily fix ourselves. And, I mean, yesterday we came back and we probably had one of our better practices, I think, in the season so far. And so the kids have bounced back from that setback and say, hey, let's get these things right.
And any specific games for both of you guys that are coming up in the season that you guys are looking forward to, or just every game in front of you?
Senior night for sure against Shrine.
Oh, yeah. Shrine.
So
That'd
May
definitely-
5th.
Yeah.
May 5th.
That'd definitely be one. For me, then, like even TJ talked about
Farmington
it.
too.
Is there like
Yeah.
a specific rival now that you aren't playing Berkeley?
Probably Farmington.
Farmington, I think, is a big one. I think part of that is with me coaching
Oh, yeah.
there for 13 years. I was out
Jeez,
there
yeah.
coaching. I know last year I still had some of those kids on the team.
Wow.
And so coaching against them it's kind of fun, actually. But that's one I know for me, I want that win. I want to be able to go back. And their head coach was one of my old players, too.
Oh, wow.
And so that was even more special for me. And then also, I mean, just all the league games. We are going to be league champs this year. I'm saying that right now. And we are going to do that by winning all our league games.
TJ, do you have any personal pregame rituals or superstitions that you believe contribute to your performance?
When I'm driving to the field, I usually listen to this Side of Paradise. It really helps me lock in. It's just like a meaningful song to me, so I like listening to it.
Just give him the words.
This Side of Paradise. Should we do a little karaoke right here?
I don't think I know the lyrics.
We should do Under the Bridge.
Oh, wait. Under the Bridge, great song. All right, I'm gonna skip to.
Is this going on the podcast?
Are any of these country songs?
Ask me,
Bro,
girl.
I've
never been in love, I've been alone.
Feel like I've been leaving life asleep.
You got to keep this in.
Love so strong, it makes me feel so weak.
Are you lonely?
All right, so this pumps you up
Yeah.
before
no,
the game.
It like calms me.
That's great. So we're singing "The Side of Paradise," and this is also Paradise. Leave it. It's fine. Leave it. All right. Great.
All right, we're good.
Coach Ratliff finishes it.
All right.
Gets it
The
done.
song calms me down.
calms you down.
Calms down the nerves.
Gets you ready to go, and you
Yeah.
listen to that song every time for every
Yeah,
game.
yeah.
Wow.
I
Okay.
like that.
I've never even heard it. I'll have to listen to it.
You've
next,
heard it
for like
before.
next track meet or something.
No way. Oh.
Last question for Coach Ratliff. We heard some rumors about some special news you had to announce. What is that?
Well, we've been a program here for 19 years now, and we've been a self-funded program, and that's been difficult.
Yeah.
I mean, when you got to pay the officials, you got to pay scorekeepers, you got to pay everything is through us,
And it's expensive for
the
players.
players too. Yeah, and equipment's not cheap, and then you add on top of the pay to participate, uniform fees, officiate, all that kind of stuff.
And
It's very tough on them, the parents, the extra work of extra fundraising just to be able to do that stuff. It's really hard on the kids
Yeah.
and the parents. And we finally found out that and got the official word that as of next year, we will be a school-funded,
Wow.
sponsored program.
Congratulations.
And we don't have to pay for the officials, the busing, and any of that kind of stuff anymore. We will be able to just do what we fundraise is going to be put towards our team and our team only.
Give it a hand. That's awesome.
That's awesome.
We really appreciate you guys coming on today, and we wish you the best luck throughout the rest of the season. We'll be in touch and make sure we get interviews with you guys, interviews with players, and just good luck on the rest of the season.
Thank you.
And good luck, TJ, with college lacrosse next year. And
Thank you.
Yeah, and congratulations to him, but I still have to say go Bulldogs to him every time. So
you went to
I'm an Adrian grad, and that's a rivalry there. So
all right.
I'll still cheer for him to play good, but for the Dogs to win.
All right.
There you go.
Well, thank you guys so much for coming on.
Yeah, appreciate it.
Really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Boys lacrosse.
Yeah, so the boys team has started 0-3, but I'm confident that they will bounce back this week. By the time you hear this episode, they will have already played Rochester Adams on Tuesday.
And then they also have an away game on Thursday against Troy High School and at 7 p.m. And the team's third game of the week is on Saturday at home against East Lansing High School at 1 p.m. Good luck this week, boys, and we'll have more stats next week. The girls' lacrosse team is led by captains Riley Danaher, Alyssa Rose, Sinead Oster, and Lauren Jensen. The team had their first game on Saturday and had a solid victory with a final score of 15-4.
Wow.
The captains told me that their team's performance was outstanding, particularly in the third quarter, showcasing multiple scores and cohesive play.
Yeah.
How did it go defensively?
Defensively, the team played a clean game with minimal penalties and a goalkeeper, Maggie Lynch, making crucial saves. The discipline that the team had on defense made a crucial part of the win. Overall, the girls lacrosse team has started the season very well and is in 13th place for MHSAA D1 girls lacrosse. That's very impressive.
Fantastic this early in the season.
Yeah.
Already ranked top 13 in the state. This week, the girls would have already played 2 games before this episode comes out. They play Rochester Adams on Monday and Rochester High on Tuesday. Their third game this week is on Friday at Livonia Stevenson at 7 p.m. Good luck and keep up the great work.
So moving on to boys baseball, last week the boys baseball team had 1 game against Lanphier. The Ravens beat the Rams with a final score of 12-6, and key players from that game were senior Nate Wilms, Andrew Drawbaugh, and sophomore Jack Groya.
The Ravens start league play this week with a 3-game series against Avondale. By the time you hear this episode, they will already have played them on Monday and Tuesday. But don't miss Game 3 at Avondale at 4:30 on Thursday. Stay tuned for more updates and stats as the season progresses. Girls softball. The girls softball team is led by captains Riley Mazie, Lily Heline, and Bree Emery. The team has started off 0-2 with 2 games against Grosse Pointe South.
Just like the boys lacrosse team, the girls are looking to bounce back in the second week of their season with 3 games.
Jeez. Busy. I can't imagine playing 3 games in 1 week.
I know. That's got to be rough on the muscles, too.
Oh, yeah.
By the time you are listening to this episode, they will already have played Bloomfield Hills on Monday. Then on Thursday, they have a home game against Shrine at 4:30. And on Friday, they have an away game at Seahome at 5:30. Again, super, super busy. Good luck this week, softball.
So last week, both the boys, all right. Both the boys, girls track teams took on Troy High School. Some highlights from the boys' side are Nathan Guthrie blazed to victory in the 400-meter with a time of 52.06 seconds. Sebastian Ramirez placed first in the 800 and the 1600-meter events. So great job to both of them. What else happened that night?
You know, Braxton Sipes, also a distance fella, finished second, and Nolan Till secured third place in the 3200. And then Lucas Danaher and Julian Burns showcased their hurdling skills with first place finishes. What about some relays?
And then in the 4x4 relay, Sebastian Ramirez, Jack Winterburn, Julian Burns, and Nathan Guthrie won and got first place. And then in the 4x800 relay, Braxton Sipes, Keats Rosenbrock, Aiden Wilson, and Nolan Till took first in the 4x800 relay. 2 great relays, 2 great teams. What happened in the end?
Well, despite these stellar performances, the boys' team fell short with a score of 47-81. So, I mean, that just really shows how incredible Troy's team is this year. Now, moving on to the girls' team, let's start with Jada. Jada dominated both the shot put and discus events, securing first place in both categories. Not far behind, Gabby claimed second place in both events, showcasing her consistency and skill. Gabby also achieved personal records in both shot put and discus, a testament to her hard work and dedication.
Yeah, both Jada and Gabby work very hard in practice every day, and I see it, and it shows off in the meets.
Yeah.
And congratulations to both of them.
Yeah, Gabby got to wear the chain, I saw.
Oh, I saw the
chain.
PR chain. Yeah.
It's pretty awesome.
Moving on to the sprints, Brooklyn Cotton blazed through the 100-meter and 200-meter races, clinching first place in both and setting impressive new PRs along the way. Meanwhile, Tamia Conway showed her skill in the 400-meter, crossing the finish line in first place. In the middle distance events, Emma Vigiano took charge of the 800-meter race, securing first place with a strong performance. Shifting to the longer distance, Kate Wishman, Jane Meineke, and Maya Conway showcased their endurance in the 1600-meter, with Kate finishing first, Jane in second, and Maya in third place. So the Ravens got a sweep in the 1600 meter, and Kate continued her winning streak in the 3200, setting a new PR and securing another first place finish. Great job to all of the distance runners.
Yeah, so wrapping up highlights, a remarkable 4x2 relay team composed of 10th graders Audrey Zimmerman, Alexandra Gravel, Amia Brown, and Brooklyn Cotton clinched first place, displaying incredible teamwork and talent.
In the end, the girls lost by 4 points, although these outstanding performances hint to a really promising season ahead.
Yeah, I mean, you don't want to miss it. The next track meet is this Thursday at home against Avondale, so it should be an exciting matchup.
And now moving on to girls soccer, your sport.
My favorite.
Last week, the girls team had 2 games. First game was on Tuesday against Troy Athens, and you guys lost with a final score of 4-0. Tell me about that first game against Troy Athens.
Yeah, so it was definitely a rough game, as you can kind of see in the score, but the first 3 goals of the game were scored within the first 20 minutes, so it was right off the bat.
Okay.
And the goals came largely from miscommunication and confusion within the box. The Ravens program, as Van Gordon, our new head coach, has deemed it, is undergoing a lot of changes, which were clearly not sorted out within the first 20 minutes of the game, but, hopeful for the rest of the season.
First game.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
The last 20 minutes of the second half, though, were a lot cleaner, focusing on spacing and cutting off passing lines rather than man marking, which was exciting to see. And then, so we ended the half down 3-0, and the 4th goal came early on in the second half, and then from there on, it was pretty consistent back and forth, which is promising for the rest of the season. Yeah, I did want to shout out our only sophomore, our only underclassman on the team, Caroline Bowman, though. She played almost the whole game, and she plays in the middle of the field. She showed off her stellar moves and distribution skills to turn the game around in the second half. And, as a sophomore, the whole program is really just excited to see where she'll go.
Sophomore on varsity playing pretty much the whole game is incredible. So congratulations to her. And then the team's second game of the week was on Thursday against Farmington, and this game was a lot better than the last one. The Ravens came out on top with a final score of 8-2. Player of the game was senior Cecilia Irwin, and Sarah, tell us about that first win of the season.
Well, it definitely felt a lot better than the first game. But once again, we had the issue of being scored on just right off the gate. So within the first 5 minutes of the game, Farmington put a shot in the back of the net. So Ravens, we were down 1-0. Van Gordon, though, our coach, believed it was a moment that needed to happen. We kind of need to be humble just because we thought that Farmington was going to be an easy dub. But Ravens were able to recover to get a 3-1 lead at the half. But then once again, starting the second half, 37 seconds in, the Falcons were able to score again. So it was definitely a very disappointing way to start the half, especially when the first half did not exactly go according to plan. But despite the slim lead at the start of the second half, the team went on a 5-0 scoring streak to end the game 8-2.
And who scored in that win over the Falcons?
Yeah, so Royal got goals from seven different players.
Wow. Whole bunch of people contributed.
A lot of smiles. But Kaylin Everhart, a junior, scored twice, while Caroline Bowman, Mary Coburn, Jordan LaBarge, Cecilia Irwin, Jordan Hills, and Reagan Mason each added goals.
Great. And this week, the girls' soccer team has 2 games. By the time you hear this episode, they will already have played St. Mary's on Monday, and they have another home game on Thursday against West Bloomfield at 7 p.m. So go support.
All right. Well, thanks for listening to episode 13 of the Raven Roundup. We hope you enjoyed the updates from the first week of the spring sports season, along with a wonderful conversation with Coach Ratliff and TJ Antonino.
And thanks for joining us, Sarah. I really appreciate you coming in here. It was a blast.
Less than half.
And we will be back next week to continue to talk about spring sports here at ROHS. And once again, thank you for listening and or watching us round up all of the amazing Raven teams. I'm your host, Sam Clonky.
And I'm Sarah Barnett. And we'll see you all next week on the Raven Roundup for episode 14.
But for now, remember that it's a great day to be a Raven. Stay safe.